boxing show. I'm your host, Mr.A, and we are talking that boxing right here on the Ready Talk Boxing Show. The Spit Bucket. We got arbitration. It's over. It's done deal. That has one of the many things that has been given upon us in the boxing world since my last video. We got Josh Taylor defeating Ramirez, Spence, and Pacquiao. So much to talk about. Let's start spitting right here on the Spit Bucket. The arbitration. This has a lot of people feathers ruffled. I really don't see why. I think it's just more of a ego thing. A lot of people talked a lot of shit. A lot of people poked and made fun at Deontay Wilder. Whether they just glad he got his ass kicked or whether it's all the excuses that came out for it. And then he turns out to be right. He was saying it the whole time, like, I was told one date, and I was told another date, and then they said there's no fight, it ran out. There's a third fight. My next fight will be Tyson Fury. He had his little interviews. If I don't fight Tyson Fury, I might want to fight these top 5 people. But never once did Team Wilder kind of not say no, we got to fight against Tyson Fury. It was just everyone else decided to not listen to them and just listen to Bob. And people are like, oh, how dare Bob do that with fucking Eddie Hearn, blah, blah, blah. Why even make a fight? What business person do you not know have a backup plan? You have your backup plans. And they're saying like, oh, that sure was fast to get this pay-per-view. That sure was fast. I seen and read articles plenty of times in boxers. I remember one time when was it Bob Aronoff and everyone just got mad at Al Heyman because he was pre-booking so many dates in advance. Just to book him. Some people were saying he was doing Monopoly, so stopping Golden Boy and Matchroom or Golden Boy and Top Rank at that time from getting dates or booking venues. He was just booking, hey, I might have a fight, I want to fight there. Let me book that place in advance. Hey, we have an arbitration. I think it's bullshit, but so I'm gonna try and make this fight because it's a great fight, shitload of money. But just in case, I'm gonna have my ass covered. I'm gonna book this place just in case, And I don't really see the shit in it, Eddie Hearn is like, fuck it, arbitration, but hey, there's a shitload of money in here, and I want that money. I think it was just a little bit of greed on both parts, There's a lot of it, and not just greed on Top Rank side. I've been saying the whole time, for the few and dedicated in there, I thank you guys who do listen to the show. There's one true reason I truly believe why Eddie Hearn was trying to make this fight so fucking hard. Everyone like, oh, Eddie Hearn is going all breaking his back to make this fight. Aaron Warren ain't doing shit. Well, fuck, they know they got arbitration. If there's a 50-50 chance, fuck it. You want to put all that work in? Why are you putting all this work in? No one ever stopped to think about the Usyk and Joshua fight. There's no rematch in that mandatory. If Joshua loses, that's like Golden Boy losing Canelo. If there's Usyk don't have to agree to shit. Fuck your purse. Fuck how much money you want to offer me. I don't care for a rematch clause. I don't have to take it. Fuck you. Fuck your money. Fuck your rematch clause. I'm gonna beat Joshua, and I'm going straight for Fury Wilder. Fury Wilder winner. I'm a small dude taking this beating from you big ass motherfuckers. Everyone already says I don't look the same in this division. Usyk ain't looking the same at heavyweight. Usyk ain't doing it at heavyweight. Okay, if that's true, then let me be undisputed as quick as possible. One fight with Joshua, one fight with Fury and Wilder, 2 fights, I'm undisputed heavyweight champion. I can retire if I want. So fuck your rematch. And again, that's what I think. Oh, why is Eddie Hearn working so damn hard? He doesn't want to lose his golden goose fortune. Oh, Joshua would just drop the belt if he has to. He just dropped the belt. Why would he drop the belt? So that way when he fights for it again, there could be a rematch clause. Because say he beats Fury, you know? Say that fight would have happened. He beats Fury, and now he goes and fights Usyk for that WBO belt again. There's a rematch clause. Everyone's like, oh yeah, they want this fight so bad. No. Eddie Hearn was protecting that rematch clause. And now he's like, fuck. You know, he's gonna will and deal and try and offer a lot of money to get a rematch clause, because whatever money you can offer is gonna be worth it to protect the millions Joshua is making you. So if you have to pay out of pocket an overwhelming non-worth of $10 million extra for a rematch clause, that's nothing compared to the millions. So if I'm Usyk, I'm gonna break the bank if they offer me a rematch. Like, what? You want a rematch clause? $20 million. $20 million for a rematch clause added onto that contract. Because all you're trying to do is protect the multi-millions that Joshua's gonna bring you in, selling out the O2s. So it's not all Bob's old ass not giving a fuck. It's Eddie Hearn trying hard to protect his investment, not really giving a fuck about this fight. He don't give a fuck about this undisputed fight. It's a great fight for British. It's a great fight to have on his resume as a promoter. But ultimately, he just trying to protect Matchroom's investment. Fuck the undisputed for Britain. Fuck all that. I'm not trying to lose millions of money from Matchroom Boxing. That's my shit. Dad just gave me the company, and I'm about to lose the golden goose. Fuck that. Fuck that. Let's spit some more boxing talk. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Mr.A presents the Spit Bucket. Playing that PS Vita, baby. Love this thing. We're gonna spit. What in the fuck is Joyce doing, right? Speaking of Usyk and Joyce, Marco fucking Huck. Do I even have to talk about this even more? Joyce fighting Marco Huck. You know, you got Filip Horowitz fucking looking for an opponent, and it better be Tony fucking Yoka. It better be Tony Yoka. We're going to talk about the Filip Horowitz sweepstakes once again on this Spit Bucket, because that's what we love. I love the Filip Horowitz sweepstakes. That's like almost as getting me excited as fucking talking cruiserweights. Now, with Filip Horowitz looking for an opponent, Charles Martin turned down the IBF eliminator. Usyk going with Joshua. Hunter on fucking the sweepstakes is open because of Hunter. You got Joseph Parker. Like I said, I think he just injured his bicep or his elbow again. He ain't gonna come off an injury going to Filip Horowitz, even if it lands him a shot. He just had that interview a month or two ago. Like, I'm not gonna jump into an opportunity just because it's an opportunity when I know I still got more to learn with Andy Lee. Then you got Cabahal fighting fucking Kingpin. Why don't he just drop that fucking fight and go into this eliminator? Maybe he's pandemic out of shape. Who knows? He's a big guy. He likes to move. If he can't be his best self, if he can't move, Horowitz might crack his ass, right? But then you have Tony Yoka sitting there at number 8. He's talking about he wants to get big up. He wants to bring it up. There's no excuse. Number 9, Ortiz. Pulev, get the fuck out of here. Dempsey McKean at number 11. I'm at 12, but then you have Joyce at 11. What in the fuck is... I don't know his manager. That dude be talking his talk. What in the fuck are you doing? Usually you talk that good talk and you do good shit for Joe. The only positive that could come out of this, Joe's gonna look like a fucking beast when he beats the fuck out of Marco Huck. That's the only positive this could come from. Like, holy shit. You know, then you got to break down the concept like he beat the shit out of Marco Huck, cruiserweight legend who hasn't fought in I don't know when. He probably had some fucking ghost of a shell fights against people at heavyweight, but you know, so he probably beat up some fucking blown up cruiserweight heavyweights. You know, Like again, if it ain't fucking Yoka, I would love to see Olive Volume. Get up in here, man. Fucking Joyce. Unbelievable. It's sad, man. Let's spit some more fucking boxing talk. Then we got Spence and Pacquiao. It's kind of shocking. Only for the... I wouldn't say it's shocking for the fight. Is if this gets... if this becomes a unification bout. That's the big question. Let's see what they got. Earl Spencer. Is this gonna be with Manny Pacquiao being in recess? Will they just say, hey, Ugas, you haven't quite defended that belt yet, so we're just gonna take it from you. So as you see right here, it's still labeled as just Manny Pacquiao for the IBF and the WBC, which I believe PBC needs to keep it that way. Don't do no bullshit and get Ugas stripped, because what they need to do, if they're going to continue to freeze out Crawford, you got to give something to Spence. You got to give him something. You got to have a backup plan, a la the arbitration, you know? You got to have a backup plan. And Ugas is a champion, but he's not fucking known. No one knows Ugas. And what's a sexier way to get Ugas known? He has to fight Keith Thurman. He has to fight Keith Thurman. And hey, if he beats Keith Thurman, holy shit. But they got to be banking on Keith Thurman getting off his ass, coming back in gear, and defeating Ugas. Because a Keith Thurman with a WBA belt versus Earl Spence Jr. coming off a Manny Pacquiao win, if he foreshadowing when he wins, that is going to be a fucking fight. The fans, they can hate all they want. I believe true boxing fans still want to see Earl Spence and Thurman. We think it's a good fight. Now, if you really hate Thurman, then you gotta want to see this fight. You gotta want to see Earl Spence beat the shit out of him. If you're a Thurman fan who always believed in him, like, hey, that's the guy. That is still the guy. Then you gotta want to see, like, hey, damn, everyone talking that shit. He beat Ugas, got a belt. Now, fucking, how much of a truth are you? I want to see the fight. I'm a Thurman fan. I want to see Thurman beat Earl Spence. Do I think he can do it? I don't know, but I want to see it. I want to see it. So it's interesting. And where is it going to go? As far as the Manny Pacquiao and the Earl Spence fight, I don't give a rat's ass about that fight. I think it's just hey, go beat that legend. You know what I mean? If Manny Pacquiao defeats him, holy shit, it's a historic fight in my time. Everyone always says, oh, who was it? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali in 7 fights, but he was an old Muhammad Ali. We see so many legends, or read about legends getting their ass beat at the old age. So Manny Pacquiao loses, and so what? 42-year-old taking on so far top 3 so-called best people in boxing. Some people might say, I don't think so, but I have a lot of top 5. Fuck it, top 5. And with Spence fighting Pacquiao on this pay-per-view, it does some good. It does a lot of good and a lot of different views. Again, it gets him a nice big credibility, brings more eyeballs to Spence, worldwide eyeballs. If he could beat Pacquiao, great. So much attention on him without the negative of a 42-year-old man. He just beat Pacquiao. That's going to be tied to him. Then again, you got to remember, his mandatory's coming up, folks. His mandatory is coming up. And PBC is fucking up by not promoting his mandatory. They signed him to a multi-fight deal. And so far, they threw him on an untelevised undercard. Now, this is his 2nd fight under the PBC. And that's Quattrilo. The Punisher. Quattrilo Abu Kakarov. He's fighting on the Jamal Charlo Montiel undercard. He's fighting the Argentinian Caesar, the guy Ugas beat in the eliminator to get to the title shot. So it's a worthy opponent. It's a worthy high domestic level opponent. You know, I say domestic level because he had one crack at world level. Ugas he lost, so he's still a high domestic opponent. Quadrillo is in the process of, he's been breaking through a high domestic opponent, trying to get this world level attention. He came over to the States. He's had a few fights. No one's giving him credit for his fights. He beat Luis Collazo. I forgot who else he fought in the States, but he's going around fighting around the world, beating people. And now he's over in the States, and PBC's just not promoting him. So with Quadrillo coming up on the Jamal Charlo undercard, they gotta blow him up for Earl Spence, because that fight's coming sooner. That fight, unless Earl Spence does a quick turnaround after this Pacquiao fight, that year has got to. He flash defended against what? Ocampo. It's got to be coming up on another one. It's got to be coming up, and when it comes up, people are like, "Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Oh my goodness!" Well, fresh off a hot Manny Pacquiao knockout or retirement, perhaps, you won't really care who his opponent is. You just want to see that guy again. So it could be a promotion for his next mandatory pay-per-view, because it's going to be a shit guy to everyone. Again, you've been watching the show. You know I'm a boxing junkie. I get high off ring generalship, and I've been saying this whole time, I always pick for the last 2 years, before this guy was even signed to BBC, before he even got world recognition, world domestic level, however you want to break him down, I picked Quadrillo to upset Earl Spence. Now, can he take the power? I don't know. But I'm picking him with his style, his movement, and pop shotting. I'm picking him on the upside. I picked it 2 years ago. I like what I saw. Like, hey, now he stopped moving and power. I mean, he stopped hitting as hard as I saw him in his early career. He's doing a little more moving, which is cool. Just start sticking on some hits again. That the Uzbekistan team that he's from is pretty dang good camp. So I don't underestimate the skills that camp has. But again, I am picking him. So you guys, when you do watch it, yes, I've been picking him for 2 years. So when that fight finally does happen, that will be one fight I will cover my ass off. I feel this pay-per-view helps that. It gives a chance for Ugas to somehow fight Thurman. That's if the WBA does not reward Manny his belt back. He's a belt champion in recess. And talking about the Jamal undercard, it's funny. You're getting a lot of fighters to say a lot of shit now. Oh, Jamal, I vacate my belt right now to fight Charlo. So you got Teofimo Lopez saying, talking Taylor, and everyone's scared of him, talking Devin Haney. And before he did want to fight Devin Haney, but now everyone's talking the names now that you have a shit fight coming. And it's just the ring around the rosy, clout chase, build up, then talk your shit. Maul wasn't talking any of this shit. It's funny. I dropped my belt right now to go fight Canelo. Oh, whenever this dude has a name, it's not worthy. Andrade, not worthy. Eubanks Jr., he's a clown. These guys are clowns. Whenever the fans think you have a good fight, it's clowns. Oh, but I just fight who they put in front of me. Well, they try to put two people the fans heavily respect in front of you. You turn them down because they're clowns. You can say, oh, one's across the street. It's just, that's how it is. Well, what happened when one clown was on your side of the street? You were afraid of fucking clowns. You know, a big ass kid afraid of clowns. Talking about lions and lions only. I call them fucking circus cats. Those the jokes, man. Like you wanna like them. You know, they came out talking shit. They can box. They look like they're power. Everything about them visually test in the ring. You like their size. You like their structure. You like their body build. You know, they look like the ideal fighter who just talks shit and whoop ass. You like the image they bring with that audio. They fit it. They fit what you want to be an asshole great champion, you know? Like, they're good people, but when it comes time to defend their belt and they talk that press conference, they're the asshole you like. You like them. It's, you know, Mel, he's doing his things on some other shit. But Mom, now like I said, I'm never one to say shit about people who they fight. I talk about the rankings on here. So hey, he's fighting the 1s and the 4s and the 7s. That's cool with me. That's cool with me. I'm never gonna bash someone for doing that. But don't talk it like you don't have better options. And it just sucks that he's talking all this shit, calls out David Benavidez, but backs down from it. Talks Canelo, I stripped my belt. Then just drop your belt. Drop your fucking belt. Go up. You're the WBC champ. Go make yourself mandatory. Drop this shit. You're Jose Sulaiman. I want the next fight, bro. Here's my belt. Here's my 160. I want Canelo next. Make that shit publicly known. Sulaiman has no choice but to make that shit within the year. You know, then you might as well just continue to fight the nobodies you're fighting, that people say are nobodies. Fight them at 168. Fight the bottom of the barrel. Shit, you cashed in your belt. You're mandatory. Fight the bottom of the barrel till you're mandatory. And we're all going to know why you did it. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's what, if you want to drop your belt, go ahead. Drop it and fight. For 1 year, fight number 14, 15, 11. No one's going to give a fuck. We're like, hey, I'm waiting my Canelo shot. I dropped my fucking belt, so just do it for me. So if Canelo don't fight you, then you can fucking call him a pussy, a bitch, and all the other shit in the world. The Double RT Boxing Show. This is Spit Bucket. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Sports. Spit that boxing talk. I'm your host, Mr. A.